Hey guys, this is Balu from Balu Prime and once again welcome you all back for an exciting tutorial. In this tutorial I will show you how we can do crowd simulations in Blender easily. So hope you guys will find this tutorial useful, but before going to that, if you end up liking this video, please click on that like button, do share this content, and if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing my channel and support me. And by the way, if you like short 3D simulation videos, you can check out my second channel, link in the description. So now without any further ado, let's start today's video. So here I'm using Blender 3.0. Nice. So now let's select everything in this default scene by pressing A on the keyboard and delete. So first of all, let's download our characters with animation. So for that I will be using this Mixamo. Just create an Adobe account, log in using that, and later we are good to go. So from here we can select any of the characters. So here you can see we got our character here. Later come to this animations and look for walk. Just such as walk, here we will get this walk animations. So from here I will be selecting this walking. So here you can see we got that walk animation out of the character. So here I want the animations to be stay in that place, so click on this in place option. So here you can see we got the character staying in its position. So now click on this download button, download it in FBX format only. Frames you can select either 60 or 2430. I will leave this to 30 only. Download with skin and click on this download button. So here I have downloaded 4 characters already, so I will import them into Blender. So now let me come to this Blender. So in order to import them, go to this file options, import. Since it is an FBX file, we need to select this FBX and locate the files. Here I got these files here, so select the file and click on this import button. Make sure this animation is checked in or else we won't get the animation. Import FBX. So now here you can see we got our character. So it got only few keyframes here. So the animation ends at 32nd frame. So if you want to loop out this animation throughout the timeline, click here and change this to non-linear animation. Click on this action drop down action, and from here press N on the keyboard, or else you can click on this arrow here. Come to this strip options, scroll down, come to this action clip, expand this one, and here we'll get an option for repeat. So if I increase this, you can see we are getting that keyframes added here. So I'll increase this to here so that the keyframes will be covered throughout the timeline. So here I will import another 3 characters. So before that I will change this to timeline. Okay. So now let me import another character. So go to this file once again, import FBX, and select this next one and import. So here we got another character. So press S and increase the scaling to match the scaling of this previous one, and let me bring it here. So if I play this, let me play this here. So if I play this, you can see both the characters have same speed of animation. So in order to get some variations, select these keyframes, press G and move few keyframes forward here so that we get small variation. So now if I play this, we got that variation. So here you can see we got all the 4 characters here. So here I will select all the 4 characters. I will create a new collection. So right click here, create a new collection. Now move all the characters into this collection too, and let me rename this as characters. Okay, so we got all these characters in this new collection. So now let me select all these and let me place this here as side. Fine. So now let's add a ground plane. So go to this add mesh, select plane here. So this plane is getting added into this character selection, so we don't want that to happen. So let me delete the plane. So now let me close this collection and select this scene selection. So now whichever objects we will add, it will be added into this scene collection. So now go to this add mesh, select plane here. So press S and increase the scaling. Now let's add some subdivisions. So now press tab on the keyboard for edit mode, or else you can change this to edit mode here like this. Now add few subdivisions, right click, subdivide, and number of cuts I will increase this to 10, or else you can right click here once again and add subdivisions. Let me add few subdivisions here and let me increase the scaling a bit. Okay, so now let's make this as uneven surface. So for that we will be using a displace modifier, or else you can go to this sculpting, select this brush and add this uneven surface like this. So instead of this I will be using modifier here. So let me come to this modifier option, add modifier, add displace modifier. So now come to these textures, add new texture and type change it to clouds. So now again move on to this modifier options, and here let me reduce the strength to 0.05. So here you can see we got this uneven surface, right click, shade smooth. Okay, I think this is fine. So now let's add another plane. So go to this add mesh, select plane here, and let me increase the scaling here like this a bit. Now again for this also we need to add subdivisions. So press tab on the keyboard for edit mode, right click, subdivide, right click and add few subdivisions here like this. Okay, so now come to this modifier options once again, add modifier and add shrink wrap modifier. Okay, so in target we need to select this plane, so we'll get this plane on the surface of this below plane here. So wrap method I will change this to target normal project. Okay, so now let's animate this plane. So be on the first frame, let me place it here, press I on the keyboard and add a keyframe for location, and move to the last frame and change the position of this plane here like this, and press I once again and add a keyframe for location. So now select both keyframes, right click, interpolation mode, and change this to linear. So if I play this now, we will get this plane moving here. Okay, fine. So now let's see how we can add these characters here. So select this plane here, come to this particle system, add particle system here, click on this plus icon here to add particles, change it to here. So now instead of this hair particles, we want the characters to be onto this plane. So for that, scroll down, come to this render options, render as, change it to collection, and from instance collection we need to select this characters collection. So now we can say we got the characters here, but they are not looking perfect. You can say we got this head missing, body parts missing here. So the reason for that is simple. Here the characters have different objects, they are not single object. Here you can see this head is separate, this coat is separate, and this trouser is separate. So for that reason we will getting this weird looking characters. So first let's fix that. So let me hide out the armature first. So come to this characters and I will hide out all the armatures here like this. Okay, so now select the character, like, so first select any object in the character and later select all the objects here. Now press Ctrl plus J. Okay, so now it will be fixed here like this. So now again select this single object here. Now select rest of the objects, press Ctrl plus J to join. So now we can say we got that characters fixed here. So here we are getting these armatures visible. So I will show you how to hide out that. Here we have and disable the viewport display. Still we are finding these armatures visible here. So let me select this character, first character, come to this object properties. Okay, visibility, and here uncheck this viewport options. So now we can say we got rid of that armatures in this scene here. Okay, fine. So first of all, let me reduce this count. So select this plane, come to this particle system. So here I will reduce the number to 250, or else let me reduce to 50 and later we can increase this one. And now we need to rotate this in this direction, in this y-axis. So for that, click on this advanced options, come to this rotation, enable it, expand this one and increase this phrase value here. So I think this is okay. So now if you want to increase the scaling, you can do that. So I will reduce the scaling here. So I think this much is enough. And scale randomness, I will give a small bit of randomness here so that all the characters are not same height. So now if I play this, we can see the characters are not facing in one direction. So for that, come to this orientation and change this to normal tangent. So now again we need to set the rotation here like this. So now if I play this once again, now it is looking good. So here we need to match the speed of this walking animation with the speed of this plane. So for that, let me enable this plane here. So come to this last frame and let me place this plane here a bit and add a keyframe once again, and let's see the speed now. So now this is looking good, fine. So now we can increase the count. So I will increase the count at the render time. Okay, so still we will get some few issues here. So if I move on to this shading viewport here, material viewport, sorry, we will get the materials of some characters getting transparent. So let me show you. So here you can say, so for example, for this character, this is not looking good. So let me show you here only. Okay, so now we can say this character is looking good, but this is looking good, but these two characters are not looking good. So let's fix that. So select the character, come to this material properties, scroll down, and in blend mode change it to opaque. That's it. So now you can say we got that issue fixed here. Okay, So now we can increase the count of these particles here. So select this plane, come to these particles once again, and now I will increase this particle count to 500. Okay, so now if I play this, let me change this to, so here let's add a material onto this ground plane. So select this ground plane, come to this material properties, or else we can split the window here like this and change this to shaded editor, add a new material. Okay, so now set this principal BSDF, press Ctrl plus T for node wrangler. So if you're not enable node wrangler, go to this edit, preferences, come to this add-ons, and here look for node. So by default this will be unchecked, enable it, save those preferences, close that. Okay, after that select this principal BSDF. Let me, before to that, let me change this to shade viewport. So after that select this principal BSDF and press Ctrl plus T to get this node wrangler here. Okay, so from here we can select any of the textures. So here I will select a sand texture, so open and come to this downloads. Here I got this base color of sand, so open image. So I got that applied here. So here we can increase the scaling, so I will increase this to 20 and 20, or else still we can increase this further to 50 or 50. Okay, so I think this is fine. And now select this image node, shift plus D to duplicate, bring it here. So close this one, cancel that one, connect this vector to vector. So from here I will select a normal map, so I can go to this download. So this is normal, open image. So for normal we need to add another node, so shift A, search as normal, select this normal map, place it here in between, and color, let me bring it here, let me make it, so color, plug into this color here, and normal, plug into normal here. Okay, so from here we can increase or decrease the strength. So I will increase the strength here like this. Okay, so here I forgot to mention this one. So if you want to hide out this particles emitter, so this is the emitter, the plane is the emitter. So if you want to hide it out, come to this particle option, scroll down. So here we will get an option for show emitter. If you uncheck this one, we won't get this emitter visible in render. So in this way you can create this cloud simulations in Blender. So hope you guys have learned something new from this tutorial. If you learned anything new, please like, share and subscribe my channel to support me. So we'll meet in the next video. Until then, signing off. Take care. Bye.